led higher by the nearby contracts. Usually, Oliver, that seems to be more of a bullish sign when that happens.
Yeah, it's nice to see these markets working a little bit higher. We're pretty darn optimistic here in the lean hog market, and I know we've said it over the last couple of weeks on your show. The bottom's a process, not necessarily a point, but continue to believe that process has started, and the risk is to the upside, and potentially a favorable outcome. Before it's basically the highs of last week. I think we can chew through above that, and if we get a conviction close out above that, I wouldn't be surprised to see momentum traders and funds maybe dip their toes a little bit heavier to the buy side, and potentially that spurs a bigger rally, and we can make a run towards that 58 to 60 handle. So pretty upbeat there on the lean hog market. As far as the cattle goes, we're still continuing to grind higher. And, picking a top is a lot like picking a bottom. It's more or less a fool's errand. We've exceeded my expectations, but I'm not so sure that there's a whole lot of juice left in this grape. But I think Friday's cattle on feed report could potentially put a lid on things here in the very near term as traders look at square up positions ahead of that.
It almost seems counterintuitive that we have a rally in the cattle market and we're making new highs for the move at a time when actually the export sales last week were pretty disappointing out there.
Pretty disappointing, and typically you see this October contract work a little bit lower during the month of August. There's a little bit of a bearish seasonal tendency during this time, but it has obviously defied that, and we continue to grind higher. The volume and the volatility has shriveled out. I'd like to see a little bit more volatility pick up, and if we get that volatility, I think that would be more indicative of a near-term top. We haven't gotten that, and if you look at the volume throughout the trading sessions, a lot of it has come in the last 10 minutes of trade. That indicates to me that the funds are dipping their toes in a little bit more aggressively, perhaps market on close orders coming in and establishing a bigger net long position. But I think still fundamentally, I just think the upside is fairly limited here in the near term.
The crude oil market now 49 cents higher at $42.50 per barrel on September West Texas crude. Thanks, Oliver. I appreciate it. Oliver Sloup of Blue Line Futures in Chicago.